This last weekend, millions participated in hands-off protests across the United States and Europe, voicing opposition to the policies of President Donald Trump and his advisor, Elon Musk. The protests were organized in response to recent actions by the administration, including the imposition of new tariffs and significant budget cuts.
Tell me what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Tell me what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Tell me what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Tell me what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Power to the people!
Robert Barons in the White House, but we shall not be moved just like a tree that's standing by the wall.
In Washington, D.C., a large crowd gathered on the National Mall, where speakers addressed the audience, condemning the administration's economic policies and perceived authoritarian tendencies. Similar rallies took place in small cities such as Grass Valley and Auburn and Sacramento, and major cities including New York, Los Angeles, Chicago, and Philadelphia, with participants expressing concerns over economic instability and threats to democratic institutions. Locally, it was estimated that 2,000 people gathered in the Brunswick Basin to show their solidarity and to protest the administration's tariff policies, with retirees particularly concerned about the devaluation of their savings and increased cost of living. Protest has been part of the American story since before the country was founded. In 1773, colonists dumped British tea into Boston Harbor during the Boston Tea Party, a rebellious act that helped spark the American Revolution. The abolitionist movement used rallies, newspapers, and speeches to demand an end to slavery. Women's suffrage activists like Susan B. Anthony and Elizabeth Cady Stanton organized marches and conventions pushing for women's rights to vote. Labor protests fought for safer working conditions, better wages, and the 8-hour workday. The Great Depression sparked marches for jobs and aid. And the Civil Rights Movement brought some of the most iconic protests. Mass anti-war protests became a defining part of the 1960s and early 70s, especially among students and veterans. More recent movements include Occupy Wall Street, Black Lives Matter, Women's March, March for Our Lives, and calls for action on climate change. Protesting in America is protected by the First Amendment, which guarantees freedom of speech and assembly. From town squares to social media, Americans continue to raise their voices to challenge injustice and demand change.